fairness. Before, the rule was that workers who made less than $23,000 a year must be paid overtime. Obama doubled that, about $47,000. And this sounds good to people. You work longer, you make time and a half. Does that sound good to you, audience? They're nodding. My libertarian audience is nodding. But economist Liya Palagashvili studies the hidden side effects of rules like that. And you say...
The whole issue with this regulation, it doesn't look at the effect of all various different, how it impacts all various different sectors.
Meaning what?
So, for example, the nonprofits have been very vocal about this regulation, and the reason they've been vocal is because it's a huge cost to them, and they don't have the budget for that. So, nonprofits, institutions of higher education, and what I've been looking at is...
And I would also think in the nonprofit world or education, there are people who want to work long hours.
They do, because they
part of the deal.
They believe in the mission, like the vision of what they want to accomplish. Well, the same thing is true for tech.
So now the government is saying, if you want these people to work for you, you'll have to pay them 50% more, or I guess if it's double time, 100% more. And a lot of those people will just never get hired.
That's right, and they can't afford it, John. The same thing is true with tech startups, for example. So you have these young guys, you say, like 4 young guys, some of them just graduated from college, other ones didn't graduate from college at all, and they have an idea and a vision of what to build. But they don't have money to start off with, so they get venture capital funding, and they don't have a lot of money in the beginning, and now you're imposing these huge costs. They put in long hours, 80, 90 hours a week.
They might make a lot of money down the road.
Exactly. And I've been talking to these young startups, and they had no idea that this was a regulation because they're so focused on building something. The Department of Labor and President Obama are trying to take a 20th century economy where you have the, you punch in a clock, you come in, and you apply to our 21st century world, and it doesn't make sense.
And are you being sexist when you say 4 guys are starting?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But if you look at a lot of the young tech entrepreneurs, they tend to be guys.
It
Sorry.
is all guys. And I think the point that's missing among the pro-regulators is that workers are not slaves. It is a voluntary choice. People make different choices. Some people want these long-hour jobs. And
they make the choice. And I don't understand why we have to take the choice away from them. And I testified about this at with the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs. And
you went to the White House.
I went to the White House.
Talk to us about this.
Well, I'm kind of angry because I went and I testified, and they liked what I said. They had no idea that the Department of Labor didn't analyze the impact on tech startups and a variety of other things. But then they didn't take my advice, so it's kind of...
They went ahead with the rule.
It's kind of a sore subject, and I cried when I found out about the regulation being passed.
Well, Liya, thank you for trying. It's hard to convince the White House to be sensible.